Hey, welcome back, We Three Bros podcast. It's been a minute. Someone decided they kept wanted to bail out on me week after week, and who could that be? I wonder.
It is me.
Anyway,
It is me, aka it is Joseph, aka the Wookiee Rookie, and it's my friend here, Derek, who cannot pee with clothes touching his butt. So welcome back. Welcome back, Derek. Man, it's good to see you. We Three Bros podcast, man. Second episode of season 2. We had to take a little break there due to some unforeseen circumstances, but we're back. So. Derek, let's start it off, man. How's the week been treating you? How's the past 2 weeks been treating you, man? Since we last recorded, doing anything fun? I know last time you were in Thailand, man. It's gonna be hard to top that. So unless you went to a different country, man, don't tell us shit about it. No, I'm just kidding. What you got?
I haven't been doing nothing. We actually because our lease is coming up and we're going to renew it for like another 15 months. We decided we can finally put some decor in our house.
Oh, okay.
So we've been like the past 2 weeks been shopping for stuff, and we finally bought like 3 pictures to hang up.
Okay.
So one for the bathroom, for the spare bathroom, and then one for 2 pictures that we put in the bedroom that I'm using right now as our gaming room.
Mm-hmm.
So that I bought like this thing that's supposed to help you hang pictures. Like it's this piece of plastic and it has these little hooks. And then you hang the hook for the picture on there, and you put it on the wall, and then you can push the button. It'll mark where you're supposed to put your nail or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But because the pictures we bought, instead of having the center hook like in the middle of the frame, it has a hook on each side. So this thing obviously doesn't work for that. So I had to finagle it to get it level. Luckily, I got them all pretty much level. Like the last one I hung, because it's a bigger picture, it kind of tilts just slightly, but you can't really notice it. Like the only way I noticed it was by putting the level on top of it. You can see the bubbles off to one side a little bit.
Okay.
But from now on, the only pictures I'm buying is like ones with the center hook or that little, or the little rope or wire.
Yeah.
Like, no more of the double-sided like hanging. Forget those. This is a pain in the butt. But
hey, man. So
that's about the most excitement we've had.
Oh no, that's fantastic. When you're an adult, you got like life things going on. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm so excited because I get to decorate my apartment or something, right? But for me, who's English is not my first language, man. So what does finagle mean? Can you explain to the listeners what finagle means? I'm kidding. I'm totally messing with you.
Like to Jimmy rig it?
Jimmy rig it is Jimmy his first name and Rig his last name? I don't understand.
Think so.
Is that what it is? Okay. When you were talking about like, oh man, redecorating my apartment, what I'm thinking about is you have a milk crate and a television on top. Right. And then you have like a lawn chair in the living room.
Finally upgraded the lawn chair.
Yeah. Like with you telling me that you haven't decorated the apartment the place you guys are staying. Because I think you're in like a townhome or something, right?
Townhouse. Yeah.
Yeah. Townhouse. So with you living in a townhouse, I'm picturing you with like one of those lawn chairs. You go to like soccer games for the kids, a milk crate with the TV on top of it. And then there's like an additional milk crate as like your footstool, and that's pretty much it. Like you and the girlfriend are just kind of like side by side in one of those like
matching lawn chairs.
matching lawn chairs, and then like in the bedroom, there's a mattress on the floor with a sheet. That's pretty much it. No sheet covers. No sheet covers.
Pillows with no pillowcases.
Pillows with no pillowcases, and I slept like that last night, man. So I slept like that last night only because I was washing my sheets and my blankets and my pillow covers. And I should have started it earlier and I didn't. And it was around the time I needed to go to sleep. And I said, fuck it. I just had like a blanket and like a pillow with no pillowcases and no sheets. And I just slept on my bed.
When we first moved here last year, because it was like a week in between our furniture arriving. But I had ordered a new mattress to replace our old mattress when we moved here. Cause the old one, I gave me like tons of back pain. It sucked. It was a piece of crap. So I ordered a new one, and so it showed up a couple days after we got here. Mm-hmm. So we were literally sleeping on a mattress on the floor until our furniture arrived, and then the bed was here and everything.
Oh man, it's a struggle, especially.
We didn't have it. Like I think we had maybe 2 blankets that we had brought packed in the car when we drove back from New York instead of like putting it in with all the furniture and stuff. So we had like a couple of blankets out, maybe one pillow that we packed in the car.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we were roughing it for like the first week after we got here.
I want to say I did something like that. I did something similar to that. Like when I was moving to a different city. Like thankfully at the time I had a moving company do my move for me. But the way that they scheduled it, or I don't know if it was me or the people who were helping me to move, they scheduled it wrong, where they picked up my stuff um, before I had a place to stay. And so whenever I was when they came in, they picked up all my stuff. I was like, cool, this is awesome. And then I was just like, oh shit, I still have to sleep here for 2 days. And so I had to I don't know why, but like I kept a blanket and a pillow, and then I had to go buy an air mattress, man. So, uh, yeah, it freaking sucks, but you know how it
You
is.
should have went to like one of them outdoor places and get like a cot.
And just sleep on that, carry that with
Yeah.
me everywhere.
You know, cots are comfortable. Like when I was in the army, that's all I slept on. And man,
Oh,
the
no shit.
cot was actually pretty comfortable.
It is? Oh. I'll take your word for it, man. I don't know. I feel like a cot doesn't seem like it'd be comfortable, but hey, what do I know? Maybe you're like you like firm beds. Is that what it is? It's like firm
Yeah,
mattresses.
it's gotta be firm.
I got you, man. Well, hey, I know we're about to deviate and go into eventually talk about toothpaste and toothbrushes and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but before we get into that, man, what are some shows you've been watching, man? Again, I hate to do this to you, but no spoilers on one of the shows because I still haven't finished it, man. I'm in the middle of it. I'm trying to catch up. It's already the season. They had the season finale. I think it was this week, man. I haven't finished it, just no spoilers, but I can talk to you about how far I've gotten in it, man. But what are you watching so far?
So I finished Boba Fett on Wednesday, the season finale. Um, and then yesterday caught up on Peacemaker.
Okay.
Um, and I think that's about it as far as like what most people are watching.
um. So like with okay, that's fantastic, man. So with Boba Fett, let's kind of speak about that a little bit. You know, I will say, in all honesty, if and again, I don't know much of his like lore or much of his story or
Yeah.
much of much about Boba Fett. Like I know a little bit about him, but I know there's they added more things within um what's it called? Sorry, Derek and I
Like
are
in the
chatting.
show.
Yeah, Derek are chatting with each other on the side real quick. I had changed internet providers and my internet currently sucks. But anyways, but yeah, so yeah, so I knew a little bit about him. Bounty Hunter was supposed to be like this really cool character within the show, and and people loved him, right? Like even though he had like
Yeah.
a little like screen time within the series, or I guess like within like the show or the movie, sorry, people like really liked him, right? And so for them to be able
Yeah.
to do a spinoff and kind of talk about him a little bit more, and I think they introduced him even further, right? Obviously, in some of the earlier, or I guess like when I say the newer Star Wars films, but we're talking about the ones from like the 2000s, right? So episodes one,
Yeah.
2, and 3, they kind of go into his backstory a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
And with but besides that, like me personally, I didn't really know much about him, and I can honestly say, like, if I had never seen Star Wars, right, and I never watched anything about Boba Fett or who this character was, I think I could jump into the series and still really enjoy it, man. And that's
Oh
how
yeah.
good it is, right? Like,
Yeah.
even though like I don't know much, the first episode, the way that it starts, man, it's great, right? So, man, I'm trying to remember how it starts, but is he already? I can't remember. Oh no, no, no. So that's how it starts. Yeah, he starts out because he's inside the what is the
The back to
monster?
tank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So he's inside of that. He comes out of it. He's like crawling throughout the deserts and stuff like that. And I believe the huts. Is it the huts? Or no, the
The, the
what's
Tusken
the
Raiders
Tusken
was
Raiders?
it?
Thank you. So the
Yeah.
Tuskens. I always confuse them for the huts. I don't know why they don't even look nowhere near the same. But for some reason, big fat slimes are and then them. I don't know. Anyway, so
Yeah.
the Tusken Raiders, like they capture him, and but even in like that's a really cool story. I love that. I like the
Yeah.
the mythos of that, right? In a lot of sense, where it's like, he's like this, he's this. It's pretty much like if you got like an ex-soldier who gets captured by indigenous people or like a tribe of some sorts, right? And they he pretty much saves them in some kind of way, and they're like, hey, you know what, this guy is actually as more of an asset to us, let's maybe learn some things from him, he doesn't want to
Yeah.
harm us. And then again, they kind of build this great relationship with one another,
Yeah.
and then eventually it kind of goes forward from there, right? And then of course there's all these other side quests and side things that are kind of happening. Again, like I said, if I had never seen anything Star Wars and watched the show, I would truly enjoy it. Like even
Yeah.
though they do a lot of callbacks and there's a lot of references to the movies and to the other shows and stuff, it is
Yeah.
still really, really good, man. So highly recommend for people to watch it. Even again, if you don't know anything about Star Wars, yes, like I said, they do some callbacks, and so if you're an Uber fan, like you're going to get excited for some of the things that you get to see
Yeah.
and eventually what happens. But man, it is so cool. And such a, again, like I said, such a great story. Really good character development, right? They spend a lot of time on the characters and really kind of get to know who they are. I'm on the episode where where Finnick, I guess he pretty much saves her life, right? So
Oh
that's the
yeah.
episode. That's the episode I'm on right now. But even prior to that, right, like the Tusken Raiders, man, that whole story, man, ooh, oof, like from the part that I saw so far, man, touching. It just like
Yeah.
right in the feels, right in the heart, man. Like it
Oh, and
sucks.
you got some good surprises coming up if you're only there.
Oh man, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, well, I do know two things, right? Or I do know, well, yeah, I guess two things, right? One, Mando crosses over. Again,
Yep.
don't get into it too much, but I think
Yeah.
it actually got spoiled for me on Twitter. I was like scrolling and like they're like, oh yeah, Mando shows up in Boba Fett or something, or it was something like that. And I was like, oh well, that
Yeah.
sucks. Like, I wish I would have been able to like watch it, and get surprised that way. But also, and then did you catch the droid that is in a ship?
In whose ship?
And Mando ship. I don't know if
A
it's like
droid in a
if it's like a, what's it called, like a rider, or what do they call them, like a speeder. I don't know if it's a speeder or if it's an actual ship, but there's something that he's riding in or he's driving. There's a droid that's sitting behind him. Did you see the droid?
in his new ship that he gets? Because he gets a new ship.
So I just know that the cover, like, how there's like a glass over the cover, so when they're like
Yeah.
writing. So again, it's either a speeder or it's a ship. But he shows up and there's a still, and somebody on Reddit pointed it out. But it's R2D2.
So so the ship he gets, I mean, I don't want to get too much into it. Like it's from like you see it in episodes 1, 2, and 3, one it's somewhere in there, or maybe in all three. So it's not like an
Oh.
X-wing or anything like that.
Hmm.
And behind the pilot is a space for a droid to sit, but he modifies it to make it as a passenger seat. So he
Okay.
doesn't have a spot for a droid in his.
Okay. Well, I
And
don't
you'll
know if
find out why later.
but I don't know if he modifies it before or after. But like,
Well,
there's
he
a,
doesn't get the ship until like when he gets the ship, it's junk. Like it doesn't even run.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
him and that one lady come back,
Yep.
the lady with the curly hair and all the droids.
Oh, nice.
So they work together to fix the ship. And
Yeah.
he purposely has her take that piece, the droid, whatever it is, like component that holds the droid, takes that out, makes it into a passenger seat.
Oh, okay.
And before that, he's using public transportation. Dude's riding the bus.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well,
so it might have been something captured because there is
I,
a part where you guess that somebody is that R2 is in the back of a ship, but you'll see that later.
mhm.
And it's I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, R2 is in a ship,
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Well, then,
and
yeah,
you'll see. Yeah,
yeah. I can, like I said, I didn't see it, so I don't know. I just know, like, I
yeah,
saw somebody on Reddit kind of comment on it, and
yeah.
there was,
R2 is in a ship, but it's not Mando's ship.
oh, it's not
So
Mando. Okay,
you'll
okay.
see later.
Yeah, because they were just like, "Oh, look who's in Mando's ship," and I was just like, "Oh,
Yeah, it's not
okay,
Mando's
like
ship.
this is spoiled for me. Like, that sucks, or whatever, like, or whatever. Like, I would have loved to see that before, but yeah, it was like, or maybe it was. Does it? I don't know. Like I said, I'll watch the show and check and
Yeah.
double check it or whatever, and I'll send you the screenshot. Maybe it'll make more sense to you. But
Okay.
it was just like him, and then right behind him was a ship, and there was R2 in it, right? So,
Yeah.
which I was like, oh, that's crazy. Which also, there's another droid that was in. There's a scene when they're chasing some of the rebels.
Uh huh.
Because he like hires him, and it looks like C3PO. I don't think it's him though. I think it's just like a regular droid. But I was just like, oh shit, that looks like C3PO. But I don't think it was.
Yeah, I think because like he's C3PO technically isn't his own character. There's other versions of him,
Yeah.
like that model of droid. Like that's just his
Oh yeah,
model, I
yeah.
guess. But like the C3PO that everyone knows, his I don't know if it's left or right leg, I can't remember, is silver compared to the rest of his body. So that's how you know if it's like
It's
the one from the main
him.
stories. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha, man.
So if you see another one that looks like him, but the legs are the same color, it's not actually the one that everyone knows.
Okay,
If that
gotcha.
makes
Well,
sense.
well, the goal is to catch up, man. And so the next time we record, we can definitely speak about it and talk about the
Yeah.
show, right? So we'll go into it further and kind of do all the spoilers and find out some more information and maybe some speculations of upcoming shows and stuff again, because I heard
Yeah.
there's some really good after credit scenes and like you said, some really cool surprises within the show, the
Yeah.
series. But like I said, up until this point, if I had never seen anything Star Wars but watched this show, I still would find it fascinating and awesome.
Oh yeah.
My two favorite episodes that they've shown so far, the very first episode, Robert Rodriguez, and I think the third episode that I watched was also Robert Rodriguez, man. So the ones that he's directed so far, I've loved. Like they've been awesome. Robert Rodriguez, huge fan, love his films, man. So for him to be able to direct some of these, man, I'm so hyped for it. I'm super excited about it. So I don't know. I think there's some other directors that kind of come in that are pretty famous. I think Bryce Dallas Howard comes back, right? Ron Howard's daughter. I think she directs an episode or two. I know she directed one of the like a really good episode in Mandalorian in season 2, and I think she also directed an episode in season 1 too. So I think she directs one of the episodes in this season. If she does, man, I'm excited. I heard that one was a really good episode too, so I'll have to check it out. So, but excited to talk about that. Another show, I think it's a show. Yeah, it is a show, and maybe you can offer some insight from it. I can't. Okay, is Jack Reacher, right? So the Reacher series.
Yeah.
So, so again, I'm not going to speak on it too much because I'll let you do most of the talking because I've never seen it. And you can spoil it for me. Like I'm perfectly fine. Like I'll eventually will watch it. But just kind of speak on a few things first. And then of course you can offer some more insight. And what I do know is that the Jack Reacher series, the books they say are awesome, right? They say it's a behemoth of a man that's supposed to be Jack Reacher. And they casted Tom Cruise at first. And
so he's supposed to be like 6'5", 250, like just a tank.
Yep. And then
the movies had 5'7", 190-pound Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is, like you said, 5'7", 190 pounds, maybe even less than that. Like he doesn't portray Jack Reacher, right? And so it was kind of so I know that was always like a big thing. But also the actor who portrays the new Jack Reacher, he's a new one, right? Like they recast him.
Yeah, they recasted him.
So that guy was in a TV series called Blue Mountain State.
I heard about that.
He was like, I think his name was Vaughn or Theo or something like that. Ted, maybe, I don't know. But he plays like this musclehead, just this meathead, right?
Yeah.
That is obnoxious, and it's just like he's very dumb and not very smart and stuff. Like he just like the character he plays is just like he's so dumb. So when people were when I saw that he was like the new Reacher, I was like, oh man, like I can't do it because I should.
He's also in Titans, right?
I believe he is also in Titans. But he reminds me similar of Ryan Reynolds. Like for me, Ryan Reynolds could never do a serious film, and I can never take him serious. Like like he can be in the most. Like there was one film, I think it was like Smoking Aces or something, or I can't remember what it was, but he was in a film. And I remember like he was supposed to be like a serious role and like he was even crying in it. And I just every moment that I watched him, I was waiting for him to make a joke about something.
Right.
And it was a serious film. Like it was an action film. And he wasn't funny at all. Like he wasn't trying to be funny. He was trying to play a dramatic role. So he's one of those characters. And so this Reacher guy, when I saw who it was, I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to take him serious. But Derek, man, speak on the show, man. Let us know. You've watched every episode, right? Like I think the season
I watched it all already.
Everything right? All right.
It's based off of the first book in the Reacher series, The Killing Floor. And man, this is like nonstop action. It kind of like you kind of see a pattern after the first couple episodes. Like, you know that this is going to happen. Like that this sort of thing is going to happen. Like there's going to be a certain sequence of action and then a serious moment. There's, you kind of see the patterns as the series goes on from episode to episode. But man, it's really good. Like I watched it all in literally like a weekend. Like last weekend, I watched the whole season.
Yeah.
And luckily, Amazon announced on Monday that they greenlit season 2. So
renewed season 2. Yeah, I did see that.
So that'll be, and if they follow it like in order of the books, so if they go to whatever the book was next, I don't know which one is sequential for the books. So if they follow the books, I mean, it can only get better because him and his portrayal of Reacher was, spot on. He did such a good job, and it's just like, and all the supporting cast was really good, and it just like, I think each episode just got built up upon the last one, and it overall the whole series is really good.
Okay, man. Was there, I mean, with the action sequences, was there like a lot of fighting? Is there a lot of just like weapons used or a little bit of
So
mix
there's
of
some
everything?
weapon play, but he does a lot of hand to hand.
Hmm.
And there's some of it, of course it's not, it's they have to make it like, so the action sequences are somewhat like hard to believe. Like there's one point where he's fighting a dude with a tire iron, and the dude is just like hits him multiple times with the tire iron. And average dude, you get hit with a tire iron, that's your lights out. That's a wrap, son. But
Derek, I get
he
a
takes a
paper
few
cut.
licks.
Dude, I get a paper cut and I'm all like, no, my
He
fingers. If I get hit with a tire iron, I would
Yeah,
fake die. I would
he takes
fake
and
die.
he takes a few licks from that tire iron. And
No.
there's a few times where he blocks with his forearm, but still, man,
Derek,
like
he could hit me in my bicep right here, right in this arm, and I would die. Like I would fake die. I would be on the ground and just stop breathing
yeah,
and let hope to God that he doesn't hit me a second time, you know? So
right. But other than that, I mean, the action is really good. The fights are really good. The hand to hand and stuff like that.
mhm.
The gunplay is pretty good. Um, he drives a pretty sick car that he borrows from one of the main characters for a while. It's
Do you know? Do you follow? Like, did you know much about the books? Have you read the books? Or
I've never read the books. I've read about the books,
Mhm.
but I've never actually read any of the books. So now that I've seen that, I might actually get into the books and see what they're how they compare.
Yeah. I know. Again, I know people who like the series really love it, right? And they definitely talk about it and say, that it's awesome. And whenever it first came out in the film, people were like super excited, and they casted Tom Cruise, and they were like, all right, we'll give it a shot. We don't know what we feel about it, but we'll give it a shot, right? So,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, man, I'll check it out. I'll watch some more. Not watch some more. I will watch it, and then like I said, we'll talk about it more on the podcast, man. I'm excited to kind of see what's it about. Like I said, the character, I don't know if I'll be able to take him serious at first, but maybe he can persuade me because, like I said, Ryan Reynolds, I just can't take him serious. Could you imagine,
yeah.
like imagine him in some like I don't know. Like every time I think of a romantic film, I just think of like The Notebook, and I don't know why. Like that's my first go to. I
Well,
guess I don't.
he was in a romantic movie with Sandra Bullock, but
But
there
he
was
was,
also comedy.
but it was also it was a rom com, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's true.
like I guess I don't know. I guess they really don't. Do they still make romantic films? Maybe they do, and I'm blank. I don't watch them, man. Like, it's not
Yeah,
my
yeah,
forte. It's not what I sit down and watch. I don't sit down and just come in and be like, man, I just feel like watching love today. Two people just get together and just like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, right? Like you'll probably make fun of me, which is perfectly fine, but I've never just come in and been like, man, I really want to watch a love story. Like, no, man. I come
right.
in, I'm like, I want some drama. I want somebody either getting punched in the face or like some guy is being like tracked down because the government is after him or something. I don't
Yeah,
know. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So there's a lot of good stories out there. But like I said, when it comes to a romantic film, I couldn't see like Ryan Reynolds. I mean, maybe in a rom com, yes, but not like in a serious romantic film or like a
yeah.
drama. Like I just can't, man. Could you? Like, do you think you could
Nah,
picture him as a? I
yeah.
can't.
He's falls into his own category where it's like comedy action kind of thing. Like
He's been
Deadpool perfectly sums up what he does.
he's typecasted for me. Like that's his
Yeah,
typecast. Like that's what he should be. Like he should never do anything else. If he ever does, like if he tried to do like a medieval film, I'd be like, no, Ryan, stop, man. Like I can't
right.
take you serious. Again, he could probably shut me up, but I just think in that regard, like no, it's not happening. Right. So
Yeah.
cool, man. So Reacher, another show. I know you kind of talked about it earlier, man. What are your thoughts on the season of Peacemaker so far? I think next week is the season finale,
Yeah, next week's season finale.
and
I
they're gonna.
love it. I
You
hope
love
they
it.
keep coming. Yeah, I love like the dialogue is just out of control. Like the dialogue cracks me up every episode. I'm laughing my ass off, and of course the action is good, and this story is pretty good with the
Yeah,
butterflies and all that. It's did you watch yesterday's episode?
I did. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where I got
it's
because remember when they go to
oh
the
yeah, when
vet clinic.
Economist is crawling through the forest and he comes up on Vigilante taking a leak.
He's like, "Why are your pants all the way down?" He's like, "I can't pee when things are touching my butt, when clothes are touching my butt." So I was like, What the like Vigilante just blows me away. Like his character is
Yeah,
so odd. Like he's so happy go lucky, but will murder you in 2 seconds, and he gives
yeah,
no f's. He's like whenever he has the P90 and he's pointing it at the vets or the
yeah,
nurses or whatever, right? And
yeah.
he's like he's all like, what are you doing? He's like, they saw our faces, they have to go. It's like what? It's like no man, calm down. So just for him doing that kind of stuff and
When,
the music's been fantastic. I love the
oh
music
yeah,
choices. Like the music that they're selecting so far has been great.
when Peacemaker is crying and he's like, "This is an odd time for you to do your face exercises." Like, I lost it. I was like, "Man, this dude is so dumb."
He's like, "What's going on there, man?" And then whenever his dad smacked the shit out of Eagly, I was like, "Oh no!"
Oh, I know, right?
I was like, "Is Eagly about to die? Like, what is happening right now?" So, but no, man, this I would say like I love the story. The one thing I don't like sometimes, man, and it's just like maybe I'm reading into this, and again, we're talking about romantic stuff already, is the fact that like Hardcore and like Peacemaker, I kind of got close to the last episode, and I
Yeah,
thought it was really weird because I didn't really see it coming because he's like
yeah,
coming at her and she's like, "Get the fuck away from me! Get the fuck away from me!"
right.
Every time, and then this last episode, she like tells him her first name, and it was really like sentimental and stuff, and I'm like, what? Like I was like, this is weird. Like I thought she hated his guts, or not necessarily hated him. Like obviously you could tell like she was going to be the
Yeah,
love interest, and they'd eventually. I really wish it would have been Adebayo, even though Adebayo was gay, which is perfectly fine and okay. But like, why does it have to be that? Or maybe why can't it be Economos? Him and Economos, just have that brotherly gay love, man. Nothing wrong with it, right? So, but again, obviously it was hardcore, and they had
yo,
kind of
with that when they showed them two kids going to the mini mart and what's his name was there? The little
judo master. Oh
and he's
man.
like, "Is someone after me, Lucky Charms?"
And he was just sitting eating his
Yeah.
chips, bro, and he fucked them
He
up.
yeah, he ruined them two dudes' day. He punched that dude right in the throat.
Oh shit! It just oh man, yeah, he like fucked him up. I was like, and just starts beating him up. And then also, I really did like Judo Master's fight with Hardcore when she was just like, all
Yeah,
right, this is enough. Like that scene
yeah,
in the hotel and they're fighting each other. Holy shit, they beat the hell out of each other, man. Like
yeah,
we're talking kicks to the chest. Judo Master's like flying across across the room and stuff and taking punches and kicks. It was wild. The action scenes are wild, man, and they're
yeah,
great. Um, she finally got some of that, some of that out of him and stuff. So that was really cool to see. Judo Master is just an odd character.
yeah,
I don't get him. He's not really a complex character. I don't know if I would want a spinoff from him, but he's kicking some ass, man. And one of my favorite scenes is whenever he's like going Kya, and people are like, "What is he saying? Is he saying Kya like what KAI, right?" So it's like
yeah,
Kya. So they're like, "Yeah, I think he's doing some martial arts, like or somebody like I think Economos explains it. He's like, oh, he's doing like a breathing technique within martial arts or something, and you
yeah,
say that to release like more energy or something." So. That whole breakdown. But the show is phenomenal. Again, highly recommend it for people who are 17 or 18 and above because it gets pretty dicey there.
yeah.
Some of the language, and then of course his dad is super racist, which is
His dad is super racist.
oh man, and just some of the stuff that he. Oh well, then he's also like what is it called? Like a homophobe, I guess, and uses like
Yeah,
homophobic slurs and stuff. Like whenever he's fighting his brother, like come on now.
yeah.
Okay, so I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about just like worst dads, like in fiction. Where is he up there in the grand scheme of like worst dads?
I mean, he'd have to be up there. He had his two kids fighting each other for money.
He was betting on them. They fought.
Yeah, he's super racist. he he's leads a group of KKK.
He's the white dragon.
His suit is the red dragon. His suit is like super racist.
And it's like the white hood and it has like horns on it. So everybody else has horns. So they don't have like traditional KKK hoods.
Yeah, I think it's like more like squared off
Mm-hmm.
instead of like pointed.
And so they like with that. Sorry, the dog's over here wanting attention. And kind of with their hoods, like you said, squared off. I think it's supposed to mimic more of the dragon than the actual like
Yeah,
KKK. But yeah, extremely racist. And just an awful human being. Like the scene whenever I think they're eating dinner together, or like, and he's eating chili, and he's like telling them the story. He's like, "Oh man," and he's like, and then he's like, and talking about Bloodsport. And he's like, yeah. He's like, he was scared of rats, and he's like laughing. He's like, yeah, and you let him shoot you. He's like, oh, it's confidential. Yeah, I can't talk about that kind of stuff.
Right.
And he's just like making fun of him and just calls him like a P word and says he's just like worthless and stuff. So, wonderful dad. Hey, we all need
Right.
dads like that. No, not really. That's awful. We don't need nothing like
Yeah,
that.
the only good thing that came out of him was him making the helmets for Peacemaker.
True, which makes me think. I wonder. Oh, I guess technically he could use the helmets again, right? Because I don't think he threw them away at the after the
Yeah,
flight
because he
continued.
tossed them like into the woods, but it's not like they went like got destroyed or anything.
Yeah, I do like
Because
the.
like as soon as he tossed them, you heard them land, and then all all them guys came out of the woods chasing after him.
Yeah. Oh, and then Economos came out and started blasting on all of them. I like his character. I like his
Yeah,
character a
when he
lot.
chainsawed that gorilla in that one episode.
Oh man. Oh man. It was I forgot about that. And I kept thinking I knew Charlie the gorilla had something like he was gonna appear. Because it kept making
Yeah,
references. One, there was like a newspaper when somebody's reading a newspaper. It was like in the news in the background and they were talking about it. So I knew he was gonna show up. I just didn't know when. And then he
yeah.
shows up and you're just like, oh shit. So but season's finale is next week, man. Excited for it. I think this is a show I'll probably rewatch. Like I'll probably rewatch it multiple times at
It
some point
was,
or something. So
and especially like compared to like the movie where this is a spinoff from,
mhm.
this like blows the movie out of the water. I think this is
Oh,
way better than the movie.
one yes, agree. I agree. Um, the movie is really good. Like the movie is it's great and like it's better obviously than the first one. But the
Yeah,
spinoff of
yeah,
this blows it out the water. Blows out the water. I didn't expect this. Like I honestly didn't think it was going to be that funny, and I didn't know they were going to go that route. But man, it's great. Please tell me you watched
yeah.
the intro. Tell me you don't skip the intro.
I watched it the first time, but ever since then, I skip it.
Oh no, Derek, you traitor! I watch the intro every
But
single time, man. I find something
you
new
get
in
up
it
and
every.
dance with it too.
Let's go ahead and make. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to dance. I sit up off my stool.
I remember we mentioned before your favorite scene so far is John Cena and his tidy whities dancing.
It is not my favorite scene. That is your favorite scene. I heard you posted it on your Instagram. You dancing, you're
In tidy
reenacting it.
whities.
Yes, and you tidy whities. You should probably shave in
Yeah,
between the legs though. No,
I hope they keep making like I hope they like renew it for another season. Like this is definitely one that can keep going. I think.
I would hope that they would add like I don't know if any of the characters would come back or like if any of the characters would make appearances because again that's a lot of money they'd have to pay them. But like Idris
Yeah,
Elba or somebody just like one of the characters from Suicide Squad or even other DC characters that kind of make appearances. I think that would be really cool.
yeah.
We'll see if that'll happen. But yeah, man, John Cena as him is fantastic. Who else was supposed to play him recently? I read something that they were thinking about going a different route for Peacemaker, and then I think John Cena came in at the last minute and swooped in. I have to look that up. I have to look that up because I read something earlier or something the other day. And again, we're kind of going off a topic here for a second, but it was talking about people who were supposed to play they were supposed to be offered certain like roles in films,
Uh,
and in oh man, Mad Max Fury Road, the guy who Tom Hardy plays,
yeah.
the director wanted Eminem to play him.
That would have been weird. Like Eminem's not an action person at all. He's been in one movie.
But they said that that he got offered that film, and then he also got offered. I think it's called like Deep Asylum or Elysium or something like that. It was I think Matt Damon was in the film. I think it was like the one
Oh,
where like it's similar to the Tom Cruise film. I think where he's
yeah,
like replaying certain like or replaying certain situations of life or something. I can't remember
yeah,
what it was
yeah. I know
called,
what you're talking
but
about.
it's Matt Damon. Eminem was also supposed to get that role too. But the only reason why he didn't get that role or go for that role because he doesn't want to do anything out of Detroit. Like he doesn't want to leave Detroit. Like he wants to be able to like
Yeah,
go back home like during acting and stuff. So, but yeah, man, I don't know. That was just like an odd tidbit that I read recently. I was just like, what? Eminem was supposed to be Matt Hardy's character, and I was like, that would have been. I was like, I don't know. I think Matt Hardy, or not Matt Hardy, Tom Hardy. Matt Hardy's the
Tom
wrestler.
Hardy.
Yeah, Tom Hardy did a fantastic job, man. In
Yeah.
that. But anyways, deviating from there.
Is there another movie that's going to focus on Charlize Theron's character coming out?
I think
Um,
so.
what was her name in the movie?
Furiosa or something.
Furiosa. Yeah, isn't there a Furiosa movie coming out?
I think
I'm pretty sure I
so.
saw something about that.
I want to say that there was something related to Furiosa, kind of making her having her own film or something.
Which probably wouldn't be too bad.
Oh yeah, it says 2024 Furiosa. It's supposed to be just called Furiosa. Directed by George Miller. Chris Hemsworth is supposed to be tied to it. Is it Anya
Huh.
Taylor Joy? Tom Burke? Okay, so it's the original story of Renegade Warrior before she teamed up with everybody. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Derek. Oh shit. All right.
Only got 2 years to wait. No big
but
deal.
but within those 2 years, we got some other films, man. We got Black
Oh
Adam.
yeah, there's so much coming out.
Yeah, The Flash. What else is coming out, man? Within the film world. But yeah, no, man. So I think it's like Black Adam, Flash, Batman film is coming up, man. Which I bought my
Batman.
tickets for that. I'm gonna
What
watch it.
is
I think
Batman next month
yes, on the third or fourth.
of March?
Yeah, of March. I think it's the third. It's the third's on that Thursday, so
I
I
think
couldn't
there's
get
something
early
else coming
tickets.
out that same weekend.
Huh?
Something else is coming out that weekend also. It might not be movie. It might be TV.
Oh, you may have to look that up, man. You may have to try to search that up real quick because I know like Batman comes out. I don't know what else is coming out on TV around that time. Maybe something. I was like, nah, not Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan comes out in May, right?
Yeah, May 24th.
Yeah, May 20. Damn, he knew the date and everything. I was like, I know you pay attention, man. But yeah, no, I think they released today kind of like a future trailer for DC, and it was
Yeah.
Black Adam. They showed some kind of extra scenes within the film. I'm excited for that. I think that like I'm excited for The Rock to be finally a superhero. I was tired of him being in superhero within the Fast and Furious world because that was just ridiculous. At least this one's going to be a little bit more believable. The Flash, right, which is supposed to be some crossover from a few Batmans. Michael Keaton's Batman's supposed to come back, so that's extremely exciting for that. And then, of course, they showed like the Batman film, which is coming up soon. So Robert
Yeah.
Pattinson. So excited to see what all those films are going to bring for this year, especially for DC. So should be some good films. I also saw that just kind of doing some research before here. I think the Batman film is supposed to be the longest like DC film,
Yeah.
at 2 hours and 55 minutes, which is just ridiculous. I was just like, holy shit! Just make it a series at this point. Like, make it a show. Make it for 6 episodes. Call it a day. It'll be fine.
Right.
We don't have to put this out, man. People are watching series more than films anyway, so it's perfectly fine. Also, they're making a Marilyn Monroe film. It's supposed to be coming into Netflix sometime this year. It was also
Huh.
rated NC-17.
What?
Yeah, it's gonna be a little spicy, man. It's gonna be keep the kids at home. Make sure they're parental controls on Netflix, man. Because if they watch that movie, and maybe some things that you don't want them to see that they'll see. But let's be honest, they just have to log into their Twitter account and see things left and right. It's fine.
Right.
But yeah, that the Marilyn Monroe and NC-17 films coming out. I also saw something that was kind of interesting. Channing Tatum was talking about some films up and coming because I think he has a film coming out. So obviously they're doing like all the media stuff, and he's been interviewed. And I think he's doing some movie about him and some dog or something like that, where he like.
Oh yeah, he's bringing back a dog that was like a service dog or something.
Yeah, for one like a fellow soldier or something like that because I think he was active in the military. But anyways, he's doing he's going around and he's just doing like the media tours and stuff. But he says that they were supposed to be at one point, and I don't know where, how, when, or whatever. But there was supposed to be a crossover of 21 Jump Street and Men in Black.
Yeah, I saw that too.
He said that would have been one of the funniest films, or that was one of the funniest scripts that he had ever read, and was hoping that it would be made. And I was like, holy shit! Like, if they could bring Will, maybe Tommy Lee Jones, Jonah Hill, and Channing Tatum, like all on like all on film together, like that would be a
Yeah.
ridiculous film. And like they're fighting aliens and stuff, like ridiculous film, man. Uh, so I don't know if it'll ever get made or if it'll ever go back on talks and somebody wants to pick it up and maybe push it through. I know they'd probably have to pull a lot of strings for it to get something like that created, but I would
Yeah.
love to see a 21 Jump Street and Men in Black crossover. Like that would be hilarious and pretty good too. So some other things within there, man. I don't know if you ever seen the show Russian Doll on Netflix. It's like a
Nah.
series. So again, if you've seen Groundhog's Day, it's pretty much similar, but it just takes place in New York City. So it's a woman who kind of relives the last day of her life over and over and over. I just
Hmm.
think that I think at the end she always dies, or anytime she falls asleep, she just kind of like wakes back up and it's the beginning of her day. So season two
Huh.
is coming out. They showed some images of that, man. So it should be pretty good. If you haven't watched it, for sure check it out. And then some other news, man, within the media world. Futurama. I don't know if you saw, but Futurama
Yeah,
is
it's
supposed to be
getting
coming
brought
back,
back
man.
to Hulu.
It's coming back to Hulu, and it's coming back for 21 more episodes. Which I was like, man, they it ended on such a great note that I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
don't bring it back, don't bring it back. I get there's money there, man. That nobody wants to follow scripts that are brand new films or anything like that. But Futurama is a classic. It's a great show. Just leave it as it is. But hey, they're bringing it back, man. 21 new episodes on Hulu. Only bad thing is I think the guy's name is John DiMaggio, um, which is the guy who voices Bender amongst a bunch of other voices in the series, is not coming
uh
back.
huh.
So a lot of people are pissed off and they want a petition to stop the series before it gets made because they feel like,
Yeah.
hey man, he was like such a huge part of it, right? One of my favorite quotes
Yeah.
from the series, and I think there's an episode where he has like a bomb in his butt and is like it was or not on his butt. They had a bomb in his body and it goes off if he says like these phrases, or it's like if he says
Yeah.
these three words repeatedly, then like the bomb goes off and like it's in his database to show like which words he doesn't say at all. And then it's like
Yeah.
the top three words that he says within the series, and one of them was "bite my shiny metal ass."
Yeah.
So that's like a classic phrase of his. So I hope they bring him. Again, I know he's not coming back, but I just hope that they. I don't know what they should do. I don't know if because I want to watch it, but I don't want him to like if they're going to bring it back. I would rather him back or something. I don't know. It's like if they did Rick and
Yeah.
Morty and they got rid of Rick.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh shit, I don't want to watch this. Like, what the hell are we
Right.
watching? So he's the main character. Well, not a main character, but he's definitely a prominent character within the series. Maybe they'll have episodes without him or something. But he's so funny. And then another thing too, the Lord of the Rings spinoff, man. I know you're not really big in the Lord of the Rings, but I know they kind of did some stills of some of the um, upcoming series because there's supposed to be like a series of it. That should be kind of again. I know I keep saying the word exciting, but it should be great whenever it comes out. Some of the screenshots and stuff that I saw, I was like, oh snap! Like they got some interesting characters in here. I think they had like a black elf or something, and I was like, oh shit, okay, add some diversity, add some different people in here and stuff. So should be interesting, man, and should be pretty good coming up. No, that's coming back. Another thing too with I should have mentioned this with Futurama. I don't know if you saw this, but X-Men, the animated series, is supposed to be making a comeback.
Yeah, the 1997, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. X-Men 97. And I think it's supposed to be a continuation of the original series. So something
Yeah,
I
that was like one of my favorite things to look forward to on like Saturday mornings was that X-Men series.
Saturday morning cartoon. So it may be something to kind of go back and rewatch, get refreshed on it, and then catch up with the show. Um,
Yeah.
and just like you said earlier, Obi-Wan is coming out on May 24th, so that should be
That's
extremely
going to be
exciting,
awesome.
man. So, is there any other films, movies, anything else you've been watching, man, or things you're excited for up and coming?
Um I saw the second trailer for Buzz Lightyear. Have you seen that?
Oh shit, I haven't watched the second trailer yet. That was
It
another
looks
show that
actually
came
looks
up.
good.
I'll watch it.
So, yeah, I'm excited for that. What else? I did watch the Jurassic World Dominion while we were waiting to set up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it looks cool. They're bringing back a lot of the original people.
Yeah.
So, and they said that this is like this is going to be the end of like the Jurassic Park series or Jurassic World series. So
Hopefully.
who knows what that means?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always like I like the Jurassic Park movies. Not just for like not maybe not so much like the storyline might not be great. You know,
Mhm.
sometimes like 2 and 3, the story wasn't so great. Even the last one wasn't. But
Yeah.
like to see the dinosaurs, like the way they like animate and do the dinosaurs, is pretty cool.
Oh, of course.
Like they do a really good job at that.
They don't CGI them too
Even though
bad.
raptors aren't that big in real
Yeah.
life.
Have you so speaking of Buzz Lightyear, is there a character that you would want to spin like a fictional character that you would want to spin off of a movie about their life? Because like because again, kind of a hard question because again, he was a toy who was like
Yeah,
this spaceman on television that wasn't
yeah,
directly like he wasn't like Woody too. Like I guess all the toys had like their own backstory, but it wasn't like
yeah.
you didn't really tell them. But is there any character that you can kind of think of within the film that you're like, damn, like I want to know more about that character?
Um, and I can't really think of anything right offhand. Um,
I was like, for
I
me,
mean,
the
it's kind
young.
of like how they did the Bumblebee spinoff for Transformers to reboot the series.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. So if they did more of those, like maybe they did Bumblebee, so now they do a Decepticon one, like
Ooh.
not Megatron because everyone knows Megatron. I
Yeah.
mean, even Bumblebee, everyone already kind of knows Bumblebee,
Mm-hmm.
and you wouldn't do Optimus because everyone already knows Optimus. But
Yeah.
so maybe something along that lines, maybe like a Starscream one, just based on Starscream. But I don't know how good of a backstory Starscream has.
I mean, they could again.
Yeah,
Buzz Lightyear didn't have like a backstory, like he was
yeah,
some kind of
yeah, and that's
spaceman or
true.
something. So I was like, you can make it up.
Because like I used to read the Transformers comics, and Optimus Prime before he was Optimus Prime, his name was Orion Pax,
Mm-hmm.
and before Megatron was Megatron, he was something else, and they were actually friends, like on Cybertron. And then Megatron led a revolt to overthrow the government because he didn't like how they were treating the common folk, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how they became like enemies. Um,
Oh, shit.
so but I don't really remember like much about like some of the lesser characters. They didn't really like do a huge backstory on some of the lesser characters from what I
Yeah.
used to read. It's been a long time since I read any of them.
Mm-hmm.
So if they were to do something like that, that'd be cool, like a Starscream or a Shockwave or a Soundwave or something like that,
Yeah.
or maybe just the Seekers in general.
Just kind of talk about them or something. I think that'd be awesome. And we need more. I think we need more of that. Like,
Yeah,
hey, I get that we have a good foundation for a series and we want to just rehash it, right? Or have like multiple, Fast and Furious film. But like, what about some of those like, you know, what if they did? And again, I'd hate to do this within like Fast and Furious, and this is using that as an example, but like Ludacris's character,
yeah,
what if we got more backstory on him and kind of like how he eventually ended up there, right? Like we kind of got
yeah,
Han's backstory, right? But that was kind
yeah,
of because it was supposed to be its own series or like its own spinoff of the entire series, but then it got brought back or something.
yeah.
Um, but I would love to see.
Or if they did one of from the original Fast and Furious, what's the dude that they always race against? What was his name? The Hispanic dude? Was it Carlos or something?
Hector. He's Hector in
Hector.
every single film.
If they did like a series just about Hector and his crew,
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I would
or
love to
the
see that.
Asian dude and his crew.
Yeah, you see again. I would love to see some stuff like that. See them go in a different direction than just like sticking with the main characters. I think it'd still be
Yeah,
good too
yeah.
within their realms and if their worlds and if they got the right budget and stuff to kind of do that. One of the characters I wish I got more of a backstories on is Jar Jar Binks. I think that he'd be a fantastic. I'm kidding,
Oh hell no.
man.
Hell no.
You said hell no. I was like, no, not at all. Maybe just a little
No,
bit.
I'm hard pass on that one.
All right, pass on that. All right, I feel that, Derek. Um, since we're still kind of talking about movies and stuff, I don't know if you saw some of the. I don't know how much you pay attention to the Oscars at all, or if you even watch it again. it's corrupted. Come on now, like there's some films that get nominated that don't get nominated, you know, and all that stuff, whatever you want to call it, right? So much of the Grammys or any kind of award shows, there's always
Yeah.
people have their own agenda, right? They select these films or whatever, right, for whatever reasons, and they get selected. But based on the films that came out last year, that got nominated, or some of the movies that got nominated, man, did you pay attention to any of the nominations for
Nah.
like Best Picture and stuff? So I'll go down the list. I got some of the list here, man. We'd love to hear your thoughts on them. If you've seen them or if you're even willing to see them or give them a chance. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what the backstory is on some of these films, but I'm going to say them anyways, right? So there's a movie called Belfast. Do you know anything about Belfast?
Nope.
All right. There's another movie called Coda, Coda in all caps. Nope.
Nope.
Don't Look Up.
I watched like half of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I never went back and finished it.
Well,
I guess it reminds me too much of this dumb stuff that's already going on. Like, why do I need to remind him about my day to day life? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I did read that there was a bunch of people who were there's a bunch of people that were kind of like, or I take it back, that they watched it and then they stopped watching it because they said they felt like it was too real.
I wouldn't say too real, but it's just a reminder of like, and I'm living through the dumb people every day I got to interact with. You know what I mean? Why do I want to watch a movie about these same dumb people?
Again, like I said, there's people like you'll probably finish it, but there's some people that watch it. They're just like, man, like this is just too. Because again, when I say too real, not because like there's an asteroid coming, but like there's ignorant people all around, and that as you, like you said, as you're going through your life, and you're just like, man, like why is Sarah like this all the time, or Jimmy. He's always like trying to like tell me some shit. And he's just like, look, man, we get it. The aliens are coming back tomorrow because you're so sure of it because some blog you read online or something like that.
Right.
I don't know. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, but.
And we already know that the government's incompetent, so we don't need to see a movie about that all the time. You know what I mean?
You're like, why relive it? I could just watch the news. It's fine.
Right.
There's another movie called Drive My Car. Heard about it?
No.
I think that's a foreign film. I think it's a
Sounds
foreign
like
film.
it.
Dune is nominated for
So I
Best
watched
Picture.
Dune.
Yeah, I think you and I both liked it, but it was just like it seemed incomplete.
Yeah, and of course what is it? It's supposed to be like 4 parts.
Yep.
A 4-part movie, so of course it's going to be incomplete because they're not going to they can't squeeze a 4-part movie into one movie. So
absolutely
makes sense.
King Richard. I talked to you about King Richard on one of the earlier podcasts, but you haven't had a chance to sit down and watch it, huh?
No.
It's a good biopic. If you want to watch a good biopic about like Venus and Serena Williams, like I said, it feels like it focuses more on Venus than it does Serena, but it's still a really good film. Will Smith is great in it. Licorice Pizza.
Nope. That doesn't even sound appetizing.
So I watched it and it was okay. Like people were like really raving about it in a lot of sense, but one of the reviews that I read, and again, take it for the grain of salt, right? And it made a lot of sense. And like I kind of felt that way when I first watched it. It's kind of about there's a kid who used to be a former child actor who's famous, but he just goes to like, but he's also like he's kind of grown up now, so he's not a child actor anymore, right?
Yeah.
And he's like in high school and he's like 16. No, I think he's 15 years old. And like he's just navigating through life at that time. And then he kind of like has a crush on this girl that's like 26 years old. And so the whole film is them kind of like making each other jealous, and like he professes his love and then she kind of likes him and stuff, and then eventually they like each other. And there's a scene that like where she's like wants to be an actor and he's like trying to get her to kind of like do that, right? And he's like taking her to like auditions and things of that nature, and she goes out there to the audition and she like he's there with him and they're talking about nudity or whatever, and like so they get in a fight and he's just like, oh, like I want, like, how can you show your boobs to somebody but not show me or something? And then they're fighting or whatever, and she eventually like they get to his place, she drops him off because they're like walking together, and she like leaves, and then she like cut scene, and she comes back, she knocks on the door, she's like, you really want to see my boobs? And she like walks in the room and she flashes him, and then like she leaves or whatever, right? Now the review was saying, let's switch the roles here. What if a 26-year-old man like went to a 15-year-old girl's house and was like, "Hey, I'm going to show you my penis because you want to see it," it would be fucked, man. People would be up
Yeah.
in arms about this movie. So I don't know.
Right.
The review was talking about, again, I'm not here to kind of get on the soapbox or anything like that, man. It's just like, in comparison, if you flip the roles, it'd be really
Yeah.
fucked, man. It would be really
Yeah. That
fucked.
dude would be in jail.
So the reviewer was just like, "Hey, man, like this shit is fucked. Like this is not okay." Even though people think it's okay. I don't know, man. But it was a
Yeah.
weird movie. It was interesting. Again, it was interesting. I wouldn't recommend it. Whatever. Nightmare Alley. It's a Guillermo del Toro film. He directed it. I think it's about this one. I actually kind of know a little bit about. I believe it's like kind of in that 20s noir. He's like a not a director. Oh yeah, no, so it's like I think Bradley Cooper's in it, and it has something to do about. I think it's about a detective in the 1920s. If it's not about a detective, it takes place in the 1920s, and I guess it's somewhat of a horror thriller kind of film or something. Right? The Power of the Dog. That is another film. That got nominated. I think Benedict Cumberbatch is in the film, but I don't know much about it. And then finally, again, there's a lot of movies that got nominated. It's crazy, man. Another film that got nominated was, which is one of your favorite films of the year last year, is West Side Story. That one got nominated. Steven Spielberg directed it. So, Derek, why don't you go ahead and tell us about West Side Story when you watched
Yeah, I have no idea.
it?
It sounds like all the movies they nominated were like weren't like mainstream that like everybody like blockbusters would go out and see. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't sound they don't sound like any movies that like made like box office records or anything like that, or
Well,
made buckets of money.
no, you're absolutely right. I think that was kind of one of the things that people were kind of talking about. Like, I think that it was like, again, I was reading this on IGN, so Imaginary Gaming Network, their website, and they were saying that like Spider-Man got snubbed, whether it was
Yeah.
for Best Picture or for a lot of things, and wasn't really nominated a lot. And that was pretty much one of the films, like to your point, that almost saved the film industry, right? Like
Yeah.
save movie theaters. It brought
Yeah.
people back to the movie theaters in a
Yeah,
lot
that
of ways.
movie raked in the theaters.
And it's just like, you're not even going to nominate it. Like, again, and that's the thing that pisses me off about like the Oscars and their views on like comic films or superhero films and them
Yeah.
not liking it. Like, are you kidding me? Some of these films are great. The acting in it is phenomenal. These guys
Yeah.
like have done, again, one of the films that I'm still pissed off about was Hugh Jackman and Logan, man. Like,
Yeah.
that is not a superhero film. That is a drama film, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
it ranges, it's visually it's shot beautifully. Like, he's a great actor. You really feel for him aging and dying, and like, man, again,
Yeah.
a great film, and wasn't even like recognized at all. You know,
Yeah.
so but no, I absolutely agree with you, man. Some of these blockbuster films that are up there, like, should get their flowers and their recognition, and they get just pooped on all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so, which is just frustrating and annoying for some of these people who, like, again, put in a lot of good work and make these films phenomenal. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. But I agree with you, man. Blockbuster films, hopefully, you know, we want them to be great, and they're not, unfortunately. So but those are movies that are nominated for Best Picture. Some of the people that, you know, they said they got, or some other films that they said that got kind of snubbed for Best Picture. The Green Knight. The Green Knight was a film.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, it was visually beautiful. Like, it was good. There was good acting in it. It was a little odd. It was an odd story, but visually and just kind of, it was amazing. Amazing. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then The Last Duel. I know you and I both
Yeah,
watched it.
I watched that one.
That one was it's a beautifully shot film. It was, you know, it almost looked like the set design, the costume design was almost historically accurate, or at least as close to accurate as possible. And now it was also a gripping tale. And again, I think that your average person who would watch it, like, when the first 45 minutes of it, I was confused. I was so confused because there was a lot of, like, they kept fast forwarding, like, through events, like, they kept, like, you know, and then eventually once you get through, like, I think it's Adam Driver's story, then it starts making sense to you. Then you're like, oh, okay, this makes sense. And then, you know, you're just like kind of like going back and forth. But again, even then, like, a beautiful film. it was awesome. Like it was great in the story. And again, the story is fucked, man. Like it's just it's not an easy watch because of like the topic and the things that happen in it, right? Like anytime
Yeah.
like you know they show a rape scene, man, it just makes me extremely uncomfortable. Whether it's
Yeah.
male or female, man, it gets a little uncomfortable. But man, overall, again, still a really really good film. Um, and I would recommend it to people, right? Again,
Yeah.
just what they showed us. Of the director did a phenomenal job. And then again, another snub that was in the same film was Ben Affleck didn't get nominated for supporting actor because his portrayal for the character. And I don't know if you
Yeah.
remember Ben Affleck in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I did
Bowl
not
cut, blonde hair.
I did not recognize him. I did not
At
recognize.
first, I was like, he looks so familiar, and then as they like showed him more, I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, no. Like at first, he kept talking, and then he made like again. It was like he was probably on screen for maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes,
Yeah.
over time, and I still
Yeah.
didn't know. But he made this face, and I was like, holy shit, that's Ben Affleck. And it blew me away because he was excellent. Like he was excellent
Yeah.
in that role. So I was like, holy shit, like he was awesome. Adam Driver was he was like it was there. He did okay, but like Matt
Yeah.
Damon and
I
him,
think he's kind of fallen into that typecast where like he's the moody guy.
yes, yes, that is a great point that you made, man. That is
Yeah.
a fantastic point. Like, yes, absolutely, he's the moody guy or whatever. So
Like very like doesn't have a lot of like facial expression.
he's just sad and pouty.
Yeah, all the time. I
Poor.
think you should try the Ben Affleck haircut, that bowl cut and dye your hair blonde.
It would 100% work. It would 100% work for him. He could pull it off. I couldn't.
I mean, you.
Oh, I
You gotta do something about the curls.
got to work on it, man. We'll make it happen. But yeah, no. So the Last Duel was another good film that got there, and I think the Eternals was snubbed on visual effects. Like they said, it was snubbed
Yeah.
on visual effects for skin. It was another one that was great. So would have loved to kind of see that. Cool, man. Was there any other films or maybe I don't need to really talk about games. If you want to talk about games or some
Yeah, I
shows you
mean,
want to speak on,
I started playing Dying Light 2 uh, last Friday. Yeah, it came out last Friday.
we need to
So I never
we need
I
to link up.
yeah, I've never played the first one. So I don't know if this like story is that, follows along after the first one, the events of the first one or anything like that.
Yeah.
Um so far it's good. They're the same people that did Dead Island, right?
I'll have to double check.
I think they are. And you could like and that's one of the things that reminds me of Dead Island is how your weapons like don't last that long. Like
Yeah.
you hit a few zombies and that thing breaks. And that was the same thing in Dead Island. Like the weapons in Dead Island didn't last that long either. It's like they took like parts from Dead Island to put into this.
Oh yeah, Dying Light. You're right. Or sorry, Dead Island. It's Techland. Techland is the
Yeah.
company that they did Dead Island and Dying Light.
And the one thing that just like every time it happens, I'm like, all I want to do is fast forward. And that's when they do the flashbacks
Yeah, and it
with
doesn't
his
let you.
sister.
You have to like watch them, right?
It's so like it's like they spent the budget on like the main part of the game, which makes sense. You
Mm-hmm.
want your main part of the game to look good and run good. But then the flashbacks, they like someone had like $20 left in their pocket, and they're like, let's hire somebody for $20 to make the flashbacks. Like the visually and like the voice
Yeah,
acting or the dialogue and the flashbacks. I'm like, oh my god! Like every time
yeah,
I'm like this is just ridiculous.
yeah. I honestly I don't remember the story in the first one. I just remember like I just went straight to multiplayer, and I
Yeah.
think I was like just shooting the shit with the person I was playing with the entire time. So I didn't really pay attention
So
to it too much.
so the multiplayer in this is this like you can jump in and out of someone's game, or is there like an actual multiplayer map where it's like P versus P or
I shit. That's a good question. I don't remember doing PvP, but I do remember jumping in on people's story. So like
like
if
you
you
can
were
help them with missions and stuff
there, it is similar. Again, I would put it in reference to like Destiny,
like
where
Destiny?
yeah, where like you said, like if you're certain levels above, you could join in, and then like let's say you're level 25 and I'm level 1, you can come and help me. Um, you're probably going to kick more ass than me, and it's going to take me, I'll get through the missions and get through everything. Because I think there was one time when we were playing, and somebody jumped in and they were like level 250, and we were barely like little noobs with our little 15 and
Yeah.
19 or something like that. And so the guy was just like, we would go in there, and it was taking us like a while to like kill some of the creatures and stuff. And this guy would come in, one swipe, and everybody was literally dead. And we're like, oh shit, this guy's on God mode or something, So, so I think that that's like a benefit, but also could be a curse, within it and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but I think that's how that works. I don't remember them at any point having any kind of like multiplayer where you did like player versus player or something, or team of
Yeah.
four, team of two, or anything like that. I think it's only just like Oh well, I think there was one game. I think there was like player versus player, but it was like a game, and it was kind of like werewolf, where
Uh
like
huh.
you're the werewolf, and then you have to run away from the other characters. And I think it happens randomly, or if you get bit, you become the werewolf, and then you have to attack people. But you have like certain advantages or something like that. So I think there may be something like that, but I don't think it was like I don't think it was like player versus player. If it was just like, hey, run away as fast as you can from like these characters that turn into creatures to try to get you or something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, so far it's not a bad game. I wouldn't say it's like game of the year material, but
Yeah,
it's decent. I mean, next Friday, Horizon Forbidden West comes out, so I probably won't be playing Dying Light for a little bit after that drops.
yeah. I really want to play again. We talked about it before, but Shifu, uh,
Yeah.
that game came out. I think it came out this past week, and they're having a bunch of issues. It sucks, man. When you have like anything you have like releasing or something you're releasing to the public for people's consumption, and like there's errors and stuff, and so
Yeah.
they were dealing with some kind of downloading error where people like who pre-bought the game could preload it on their system or like pre-play it before everybody else if they had
Yeah.
certain things. Uh, and like they didn't have the ability to download it and stuff and play it. So they came out
Huh.
and they apologized. They fixed the issue and they were working with a bunch of people to kind of get it resolved and stuff. But
Huh.
again, man, the game is awesome. Or a game looks very awesome, especially like I think I mentioned it in the last one. Like you die and you get older. So like the more times you
Yeah.
die, you get in the game as like an old man or something like that. So
Yeah.
but also affects other abilities within your gameplay and stuff. So still want to
So
play that. So
I started watching these videos yesterday, and it's this guy talking about a game that's coming up, called The Day Before. I don't know if you've seen any of the footage for that yet.
I think so. If I haven't seen
It's
the
like an
footage,
MMO zombie.
yeah.
Um,
So I think me and Victor were talking about that game. And I think initially it was either that one or another one that was like it was supposed to only be released for PC. And
yeah. So
then
far, they have a PC, but they said console release date coming soon. So PC has a hard date,
yeah,
but not a hard date for console yet.
yes, the day before looks if it's what I remember, it looks freaking awesome.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the Division a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That
Yeah.
looks that
So
I'm like waiting for that, man.
yeah, that'll be like when that comes out. That's something that all of us got to jump in together, because
Oh
that's
shit.
something that like could definitely benefit to have people working with you,
Yep.
especially
Like
if there's other people out there in teams walking around.
did we ever talk about the division? Did you ever play Division Two? Or
I
did
haven't played two.
you played
We all played one together.
Yeah. I was like I think I picked up Division Two recently. Or not recently, I was like 2 years ago or a year ago or something
Yeah,
like that. I played that. I like that game a lot. Like Division Two was awesome. So if this game is similar like that, man, I know I'll probably love it. So
yeah. This one looks good. Like I said, I was watching videos yesterday and today about it, and it looks every time they like give an update, like it just looks better and better with
mhm.
every update that the guys that are making it release. It
Yeah.
looks like it's going to be like if they can follow through with what they've already started putting out,
Hmm.
it's going to be an awesome game, I think.
Oh no, for sure. Super excited for it to come out, and I can't wait to get like more news on it. Do you know when the release date is? It? Can you remember like
It's like
roughly?
June 22nd of this year
Oh
for PC.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe they'll release the console in like the holidays, but I know it's probably like from a like technical side of it, trying to translate it into console probably be a little tough. But if they could do it,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, that's definitely one I'll buy.
No, I mean, it's like that's where the money's at in a lot of ways, right? Like with the console and
Yeah,
PC, like if you just devoting to one of them, it's like you'll get some kind of money. But if you just devote it to all consoles and PC, shit, it explodes. So, but it always makes me weary because sometimes like PC games don't translate really well to console.
Yeah.
Not always. Sometimes it does. It works, but sometimes it doesn't. Because again, there's just so
Yeah.
much more functionality you can with like a keyboard and a mouse or something to kind of like
Yeah.
do all the
Yeah.
shortcuts and everything
Like
like that.
button wise and shortcuts. Yeah.
Yeah, where if you have like a controller, there's only set about buttons. So similar with the keyboard, but shit, there's like so many more buttons on a keyboard than there's on a controller, right? So
Yeah.
I was like, my PlayStation only has what four, eight real true buttons besides start and like the share button.
Yeah. Well, I
So
mean, you have the L3 and R3. So that's
yeah,
10.
I did. So yeah, 10 technically, but besides that, I mean the touchpad. But how often do
Who
you use the
uses the
touchpad?
touchpad?
Yeah, I was like, it's a cool idea, but I was like, either they need to make more games where you use it more, or that like it's I don't know. It's just big button in the middle. So I get what they
Yeah.
were trying to do, but at the same time, I was like, I've never used it. Like, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
think I never use it. Hardly ever use it.
Have you gotten a new color controller?
Not yet. Not yet. I know you did, right?
Yeah. And Vic got blue. He got a
Yep.
blue one.
He got a blue one. He sent you the video.
He just sent me a picture.
Oh yeah, he sent me a video of him just like kind of going over it, which looks really cool. Did you get the covers? Are you getting a cover?
I'm going to. I'm going to get the purple to match my controller.
Oof. Yeah, I think Victor said he was going to do black and white, or like
Huh.
black and another color. So he's
I
gonna
think,
order
well,
two
the
of them.
black and red are available now to order. You can order black and red. But the other three colors, I think, are coming in March, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. So I think he
Or
said what he
maybe,
wants to do is like get two colors, or two plates, and so like two sets of plates, right? And then just like switch the colors out to have two, like one side one color, one side the other color. So it's like
yeah.
that's kind of cool if you can mix it pretty well with the right color and stuff, color scheme.
I see at Target, they have the blue and the pink one all the time.
The covers or
Controller.
the controllers?
The controller.
Oh shit! I want a purple one. I want the same one as yours, man.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that. Like back in December, I pre-ordered that.
That thing is sick, man. Like I want that, but no, I've been waiting on the controller just because like I don't have anybody to play with.
Yeah.
At least do like some co-op, like screen share kind of stuff. So I was just like I'm waiting on it. So I haven't, man. I ever since I moved, I still haven't busted open my PlayStation. So I need to pull that sucker out.
I need to get on that.
Yeah, I know, man. I've been just trying to catch up on Boba Fett and all the other shows and everything. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, man.
So you saw Sony's purchase a couple weeks ago, right?
I sure did, man. I sure did. What are your thoughts on it? And
Um,
for the listeners who may not know, what did Sony do?
they
What did they
bought
purchase?
they went out and bought Bungie. So Bungie was the ones who originally um, produced the Halo games on Microsoft,
Yep.
and now they've done Destiny. So they said that they're going to let them be their own independent studio still and do what they want. So they're still going to be multi-platform. But I think one of the things they want to do is make like some kind of like movie TV show type thing with them.
Oh, okay.
So using Sony's resources.
Mhm.
So I think we can maybe in the future we'll see a Destiny series or something like that, or a Destiny movie.
Hell yeah. Again, I like this story. It sounds like a really, really fascinating story. And if they can get the resources on point and kind of like get the story hashed out, like I do like the story, even though I think the first game, it was a little confusing as to what the hell was happening.
Yeah.
Because like, it was like, oh, this darkness is coming. It's like, well, what the hell is up with this darkness? But again, as it like once the second one came out and explained like,
Yeah.
there's like this like entity or something that's kind of like overshadowing and takes over because you would go into the ground sometimes and it was like those one guys, the knights and stuff, right, man?
Yeah.
So if you can get them to speak or have their own language, I don't know. It sounds like it would be on par with like maybe Star Wars, but like different.
Yeah.
A lot more gruesome, a lot more bullets.
Yeah.
A lot more, and the warlocks and this. I don't know, man. It would be wild, wild, wild to see. But I'm here for it. I'd definitely watch it
Yeah.
if it came out.
So
In the
I mean,
series.
that's something that's gonna probably come out in the future.
Well,
Who
on top of that,
knows?
I think they just released the what's it called? They released like the new, like I guess the newest expansion of
Yeah,
Destiny
the
2.
newest expansion.
Yeah, they just released that too, so it's perfect timing.
And Sony, they also said that they still have like 10 billion allocated for
Purchases.
buying other studios.
Ah, shit, man. Here we
So
go.
what studios are out there that are worth around 10 billion or less that the Sony can scoop up?
What, man? They're I think. Ah, man. What was it? I think I had it pulled up last time where we kind of talked about some of the studios. see if I can pull those up again.
I mean, 10 billion can go a long way.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I could see it now being like, um, what other companies are out there, man? They're just like,
Capcom, Konami.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh shit! I just pulled it up.
I mean, there's a pretty good deal of companies that.
Okay, so we got here are the companies, right? So you got Sega, which is 3.6, Capcom 4.9, Square Enix is 5.6, Konami 6 billion, Ubisoft is 7 billion. Did they just buy Ubisoft though?
No.
Okay, nobody's bought Ubisoft. So Ubisoft is 7, Netmarble 7, Embracer's 10.8, Bandai Namco is 15. So if they want that extra 5, Nexon is 15, Take Two is 18, and then EA is 38.
Can you imagine if they bought Take Two?
Oh man. Oh man.
That means everything GTA would come out first on PlayStation, and Red Dead and
Well, that's how it
Bully
was
if they
before
kept
though, right?
LA Noir. Yeah,
Like GTA used to only be
on PlayStation.
it was only on PlayStation, so
So I know I sent you the link, and we haven't really talked about it, but so the release date for the next gen console version of GTA 5 has been announced.
they finally announced it, man. They finally announced it and said that they were gonna
So
come out with
are you
it, right?
spending another 60, $70 on for a third time on GTA 5?
You see my face? You see my face? Get out of here, Derek. Get out of here.
Well, luckily they said that the GTA Online, you can download just that portion for free for the first 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, because I sure as heck didn't want to go out and buy another version of GTA.
When's the last time you fired it up?
Probably the last time all of us were online playing together. So it's been that long.
It's almost been a year, man. It's probably been like 8
I think it's
months.
been more than a year.
Is it more than a year? Oh shit!
I even think I played it since I moved.
You're right. No, I don't know. I think we did. I want to say we rolled.
If it was only like one round, like one game, and then
Pretty
one
much.
day or whatever. Like it wasn't.
We did one heist and that was it.
Yeah, yeah.
I-
I've never even finished the heist from that came out not last year, not the Dr. Dre one, the one before that on the island.
oh yeah, oh yeah. You never
I
did.
never even finished that one.
You didn't, right? I did that one. I I did it so messed up because so Victor, he's probably yelling at me if he listens to the podcast. Um, like I did the first mission with him to start it, and
Yeah.
then I like I didn't play for a while for a few days or something, and him and his buddy like did everything. And then when I came in, he's like, "Hey, you're gonna help us?" I said, "Yeah." So when I came in, I was on the very like it was the last mission of the entire thing, and I kept
Uh-huh.
fucking it up for them and like made them lose a bunch of money, and so he was pissed off. I was just like, "Oh, my bad," and I think I got all the benefits of it. Like I got a bunch of money for it. And
You got all
like
the money and everything
I
still?
didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I just like showed up, man. And so he was pissed off. He was like, "What the hell is this, Joseph?" I was just like, "Look, man, it's fine. It's fine, bro. It's fine." It's like you asked me, it's
And
okay.
also they added a page on PlayStation's like website.
Mhm.
So they added a page for PSVR 2.
Oh, I did see that too, man.
So you can sign up for updates and stuff like that.
I am
They show the controllers.
yeah, man. I am so pumped for VR. I'm like
Yeah.
again, I've been like holding off on like spending money on it, but I want to just like jump the gun and just buy like the the first VR. But I know you guys, you and Justin were like, "Hey, hold off on it, man. It's coming." But I think that the capabilities are getting better. Again, I don't know what's happening, but like I just want to get into the metaverse, man, and mess around
Yeah.
in there. So
But like with the first one, you had to have the camera
Mhm.
so that the camera could track the headset and the wands or whatever.
Oh.
But this new one doesn't require a camera.
You just have to
Like it
headset.
has built-in sensors
Mhm.
that tracks through the headset.
Yeah.
And then it has, the controllers that look like the Oculus controllers.
Yeah. The ones that go around like around the thumb.
Yeah, kind of around your hand, and then it has like the thumbsticks here, or the buttons here, or whatever.
Again, I know you can't really speak on it, but I want to know like what the what's it called, the like the sensors, how well they work. Because I don't want to run
Yeah,
into my TV, man.
right.
I don't want to go head first trying to dive in to my TV or like accidentally kick my dog or some shit like that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I've played VR at like the one movie theater in Kips Bay back in New York.
Mm-hmm.
They had a VR area where you could go and play VR, and
Yeah.
it was like on a wire, and it kind of held you from like running into stuff. But I came close to the wall a few times.
Yeah. Or those ones
But it
that had
was
like the treadmill underneath.
no, it wasn't. It
No,
was
no,
you're on
no.
foot, like you. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm just
it
saying
has
like
like a circular with like a where you can run in different directions.
yeah.
You could probably get one of those, and it'd probably work with it.
I saw a video of some guys doing it. Like they were in New York, and I guess it was a place that had the treadmill. And I don't know what they were doing, but it was like six guys, and they were all playing together. Like it was a bunch of buddies, and they were like shooting something. And I guess they didn't realize that there was something behind them, so they like turned around and then just started screaming. Like they were like ah, and they turned around and just started running. And the guy like just like he tripped because he was trying to run so fast to get away from whatever the hell was chasing him, and he was just like screaming bloody murder. And I was like, oh shit, I wonder if it was like a horror game, and something popped out, and they were just like, oh no, and just started running. But I have to send you the video, man. It's like these guys who are just like doing this, and he just like sees. It's funny because he's just like all into it, man. And he's just like shooting
Yeah,
things or whatever, and then he turns around, and it's just I don't know what the fuck it is, but he's just like screaming and just like starts running, bro. Like just starts running. It's hilarious.
I don't know how long I would have last on one of those where you have to actually move. Like I'd get tired and be like,
Oh.
you'd see my in-game avatar like.
Hey, but yeah, think about it. You do that for like 6 months or something like that, man. You're gonna be
Yeah, you
like,
get right back into shape.
oh man, it's like, oh Derek, look, you got 8 pack, man.
Yeah, all the damn cardio I've been doing playing VR. Who says video games aren't healthy for you?
Hell yeah. Like I've been slaying zombies left and right, man, running from those sons of bitches, and then and that
Could you
like,
imagine a zombie game like that in VR
oh,
where you actually have to run and stuff?
oh man, oh man, I'm excited for it, but I also don't want to like think about it because the shit's probably way too scary, man. So I'll be ready for it, but I won't be ready for it if that makes any
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
I'll be waiting for it, man. It's gonna be one of those things where it's just like, oh shit, like let's just make it happen. But yeah, I think it'll be a few more years from something like that before they start making like I guess the treadmills accessible or something, or like however way that would work. But if I could get a treadmill to use for running, but also apply it to like the game or something, I think
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool. So it's like, oh shit, I can just walk on this and jog on this when I want to, but also I can attach it to my gaming console and then run on it and kind of have an um, immersive experience.
So they have like you can buy different ones,
Uh oh,
but you got to have big pockets.
we're talking like 10 G's.
So the first one that pops up is 12K.
Ooh.
There's a 20K one. Let's see.
I'm going to get my phone. I'm going to tape it to my face and then use that.
Right, and just run,
And just run.
run around the apartment.
There it is. Run in circles. Turn on the camera and run around in circles.
Yeah, they don't tell you this first one that pops up the website. They don't tell you the price. They tell you how much they've sold. You can rent one. Oh, so this one's not bad. $2,000.
Okay.
They compare their price for this thing with the price of a Peloton. So I guess you get the same amount of cardio with gaming as you can with a Peloton.
Oh shit. Okay. I mean, Pelotons are pretty intense. I've seen some people get into shape with riding Pelotons, even though Peloton stock just kind of went.
Oh yeah, after that show on HBO.
Wait,
Oh, but it's
was it a show on HBO? Kind of talked about
yeah,
Peloton. Was it the bikes killing people or something?
yeah. One of the main characters died after riding a Peloton.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's all the girls that watch it were upset with Peloton.
Oh, no way. Wait, was this a real thing? Like the person actually died, or was like died?
No, no, no. In the show.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, people are pissed off. But now, yeah, they fired a bunch of people too, man. It was wild.
Also, here's one for 1,399.
Come on, let's go half. We'll share it on the weekends.
Hey, what the heck? Why does it ask for sizes? Was it shoe size? Oh, dedicated shoe. Wait, what? I
Oh,
have to
I
buy
guess
a specific shoe for it?
they glue it to the thing, maybe
Oh, so maybe the shoe like move like has some kind of like
tracking system.
yeah, or so you like the because it doesn't look like the treadmill itself moves. It looks like it's a like a solid platform.
Mm.
But yeah, so I guess
Like I said, let's just go half on it, man, and then
yeah, so the shoe like glides over it, I guess. So yeah,
it's like I think I just lost you. Where the hell are you? Okay, there you are.
yeah. So once you get your headset, your VR headset, then you got to buy the treadmill and
Some shoes and everything like that. Making it
yeah,
happen.
yeah.
We're making it happen. All right, Derek, man. So I know. Let's get into some last minute sports, man. I know the NFL honors were yesterday, so there's some surprise. I say less surprise, but just some people who kind of won some awards and stuff yesterday. Number one, the Rookie of the Year went to Jamar Chase, so the wide receiver for the Bengals. I think he had a really solid season. Uh, for Rookie of the Year, and then Defensive Player of the Year was Pittsburgh Steelers pass rusher T.J. Watt. Not surprising, I think he tied Michael Strahan's sack record for the season.
Huh.
Again, it blows my mind that all these records are going to be blown away because there's
Yeah.
additional 2 games,
Additional
1 game.
game.
Yeah. Baltimore Ravens kicker, he won for best moment of the year when he hit that record 66-yard field goal
Against Detroit.
okay, Detroit. Offensive Rookie of the Year, which is funny that he got both of this with Cincinnati's Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase again. So they were
Huh.
just all like, "We'll give it to him twice. It's fine." Uh, Offensive Player of the Year went to Cooper Kupp. So Los Angeles Rams, Cooper Kupp, who's playing in the defense, which I thought it was funny that like the Cincinnati Bengals, they were watching the NFL honors from home or like
Yeah.
from a Zoom call or something. And then like the LA Rams players were at the actual event, which I think is hosted
Yeah.
in California or in Los Angeles or something. So I was like, this is funny. Defensive Rookie of the Year was Dallas Cowboys Michael Parsons. I honestly thought he was going to win Defensive Player of the Year. I thought he had a really good shot there, or even Rookie of the Year or something like that.
Yeah.
The man was I gave him his respect, right? Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2022. They kind of announced the players there. Some of these I was just like, but it is what it is. Tony Boselli he was an offensive tackle for the Jaguars for a very long time. The Texans got him in a trade in their inaugural season, and he played 2 seasons and retired, or played a season with us and retired the next season. And I was like, oh, cool, this is everything we want. Leroy Butler, Sam Mills, Richard Seymour, which I believe is a defensive end for the Patriots, and then played for the Raiders for a few years, or he played for Raiders and the Patriots, one of the two. Bryant Young, Cliff Branch, Art McNally, and then Dick Vermeil were all able to make into the Hall of Fame class, which is kind of surprising. Lesser known names, in my opinion, like Tony Boselli,
Yeah.
Richard Seymour, I know, and Dick Vermeil. All the other ones I really didn't know. And I think one of the
Bryant
people
Young
that,
was a 49er.
oh, was he?
Yeah.
And I also think there was Sam Mills. Maybe Sam Mills. I think he was a referee. He was like the first referee to ever be drafted into the Hall of Fame or something like that, which I was like, oh, damn, there's better players than that, but sure, why not? The Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award, now they're just making these up. Matthew Slater,
Right.
Comeback Player of the Year, Joe Burrow. It was between him and I think Dak Prescott.
It should have been Nick Bosa.
I forgot he had that injury too.
Yeah. Because he came back and he killed it this year.
Mm-hmm. Assistant Coach of the Year. Again, I guess this is a new one. I didn't even know they did Assistant Coach of the Year. Dan Quinn for the Cowboys. Yeah. The Salute to Service Award. Oh man, this is crazy. It's for the fullback tight end, Andrew Beck. He plays for the Denver Broncos. Oh my gosh. Courtyard Unstoppable Performance of the Year was the Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow versus the Chiefs in Week 17. The Deacon Jones Sack Leader Award. Okay, this is ridiculous now.
Someone's just sitting there at their desk making up stuff.
Yeah, TJ Watt got that one. The FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Year they gave that to Brady, and they gave that to the Colts running back Jonathan Taylor. The Bud Light Celly of the Year, which is the celebration. They gave
stupid.
They gave it to the Miami Dolphins defensive lineman Christian Wilkes, who did the warm after that. The Coach of the Year. Who do you think got Coach of the Year? Who do you think deserved it?
I don't know who. I don't know. Maybe the Bills coach.
Oh, that would have been a good one. That would have been a good one. They gave it to the Mike Vrabel, Tennessee Titans head coach, because technically they were the number one seed, and I think they had the best record.
Then the floor got mopped with them.
Bengals. And then DraftKings Daily Fantasy Player of the Year.
Fantasy player? Probably Brady.
They gave it to Cooper Kupp. He had a really solid season.
Screw that guy.
Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan. What?
So they went out and found some dude in the stands and gave him an award?
Yep. Atlanta Falcons fan Henry Eisen. He had a good story, though. There was a good story of him doing something. I don't know. Most valuable player delivered by Pizza Hut. That's the thing that blew my mind, is that they had advertising.
Like all of these are sponsored now?
All of these are sponsored, which just blew my mind, because there was like one where I think Micah Parsons won defensive rookie of the year, and it was sponsored by Uber Eats. Deliver your food or something. I don't know. So when I was reading it, I was like, why is this the sponsorship so long? But most valuable player, do you know who most valuable player was?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
I don't get that, why he was the MVP.
What you mean?
Like, I mean, they lost in the playoffs. So did he help his team go all the way? No, they got to the playoffs and lost.
No, and I think that's always like a really good argument, is that like
the MVP should be the player that like if without that player, the team wouldn't have went to where they would. Mm-hmm. But you wouldn't know, because you don't know how good Jordan Love is. So we don't know if Jordan Love could have got the Green Bay Packers into the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because if I'm thinking of MVP, right, the player that made the most difference in the NFL, I would say like Deebo Samuels was like a really good one, because I mean the man played two positions almost the entire season.
Yeah, and he scored touchdowns and more. He led. He led categories.
A lot of categories.
All these statistics with it. That he led.
So I think
with everything that he did.
Yeah, so I think like he was like a huge player, and especially in the playoffs, not the playoff game that they lost, but the playoff game when they played the Cowboys, like the man went off. Even in the last game, like he went off, but it was like, take away his stats, do the Niners still get that far?
Yeah, exactly.
Or even in the playoffs, like, do they win some of those games without him?
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
and that's what that category should be based on. Like, without that player, what would the team have done?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and you can clearly see that without him on the field, how good what San Francisco's offense turns into.
Yeah.
But you never got to see, like, if Rodgers wasn't there and it was Jordan Love, what that team would have done. Like, could Love have still got the team to the position where they were in the playoffs? Probably. Look at that division.
Yeah.
Like, who do they got to worry about? Minnesota, maybe, but Kirk Cousins is overpaid and shouldn't be in the positions he's in.
Yeah.
The Lions suck. Jared Goff went there and laid an egg just like he was in LA.
Yeah.
The Bears suck. They had a rookie taking his lumps all season.
Mm-hmm.
So Jordan Love probably could have been in taking Rodgers' place, and they still would have made the playoffs. Would they have been number one seed? Maybe not, but they would have still been in the playoffs.
No, for sure.
But if San Francisco didn't have Deebo on the field all season, they probably wouldn't have made the playoffs.
And again, this is like a person who's not a 49ers fan. Like me, I'm not a 49ers fan. So like for me, outside looking in for your team, like absolutely. like if he's not MVP of the season, like at least be MVP of the NFC or something like that.
Yeah.
Which I mean, maybe they should start doing that. I don't know, because like how do you just distinguish one player? Because I mean, I think the MLB does that, right? Like they
Yeah.
have most valuable
They have
player
a
for
NL MVP and an
yeah,
AL
it's
MVP.
almost said AFC, but yeah, AL and NL. But yeah, I would like to kind of maybe see something like that or whatever. That might make a difference in kind of being able to identify that or something. But yeah, no. I mean, but you know how it is, man. It's a quarterbacks league. Those guys get
Yeah.
more recognition than anybody else. But I think Jonathan Taylor was another one too, like the running back for the Colts. Like
Yeah.
that guy was. Again, they like the games they won was because of him. It wasn't because of Carson
Yeah.
Wentz.
Oh
Like, are you
yeah.
kidding me? Like Carson Wentz, get out of here. So, and like there were some games where he rushed for like 200 something yards and like had
Yeah.
like 100 yards receiving yards or something like that. So he was kind of one of those players that's like MVP, right? And I think he was injured or maybe missed like a few games. Maybe was more of a reason why he didn't get considered. But the games he was in there, man, he was all out. Or like a defensive player, like again, Michael Parsons for the Cowboys, man. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but that guy when he's out there, he's doing something, right?
Yeah.
Or Aaron Donald or something like that. So
Yeah.
or Cooper Cup. I think Cooper Cup would have been a good one for the Rams because I mean, yeah, they got OBJ, but they didn't have OBJ most of the season, and he was carrying that team from a wide receiver perspective. So, but again, they got a lot of weapons, so it's hard to just give it to somebody on the Rams team or something like that, you know. So, yeah, I think Josh Allen because again, even then, like, yeah, he has Stephon Diggs, but like Stephon Diggs isn't the best receiver in the league.
Yeah.
Like, who's the other wide receiver on the Bills? Name another wide receiver on the Bills.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like the only one I can think of is Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley is 5'2"
yeah.
and weighs 95 pounds. Like, what is that man making a difference? You know? So
yeah, right.
So I don't know. There's some players sometimes that I don't know. But it is Super Bowl weekend, Derek. Who are you going for, man? Who are you rooting for? Come on, man. I want to hear your pick. What is the score? What is your prediction?
I think Cincinnati's going to win, and I think they'll win by double digits.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I think Burrow's going to go off.
Okay. I'm going to go.
Because you can count on Stafford for at least one interception, maybe two. Especially like this is, he hasn't been on this stage before.
True.
And they have Stafford and they have Kupp and OBJ as weapons. I don't really see Cam Akers as a weapon. I don't think he's that good.
No, I think he's slightly injured too.
He's average.
Yeah.
He's an average running back, but he's not a great running back.
Mm-hmm.
I just think what's the running back for Cincinnati? Joe Mixon?
Mixon. He's good.
I think he's a lot better than Cam Akers. That's for sure.
He is. And he's probably top 5 back right now.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon's top 5 back.
I think Cincinnati will win it.
I'm going the opposite. I'm going Rams. Main reason is just honestly, I don't have a dog in the fight. Like I don't have a choice. Whoever. Like I love a good underdog story. Like I wouldn't be mad if the Bengals won because again they're underdogs, man. They're not supposed to be there. Like I even think I mentioned maybe on this podcast, and if I didn't mention on this podcast, like I think they're still 2 to 3 years out, or even 3 to 5 years out before they are really. And again, I'm eating my words because obviously they're in the Super Bowl. So I was like, I think they're getting closer, but they're not there just yet. But like they're in the Super Bowl. So what the hell can I really say about that, right?
Yeah, well, I mean they beat the top-rated offense in the NFL, basically.
They beat 2 of the best teams in the playoffs, So they beat the number 1 seed, the Titans, and then they beat the Chiefs, who, again, like I said, say what you will about them, they're still a really good team, So, but my thing, honestly, I don't have much to go on. Like I can't give you I think the Rams are this or that. I just want Stafford to win a Super Bowl. The man was getting his licks in Detroit for years. He tried and could not, for the love of goodness, even make it that far. I think he took him to the playoffs. Maybe once or twice. Didn't win a game. Couldn't win a game in the playoffs. So, I think I even saw something recently where they were. I think in Detroit they're selling Detroit Rams shirts, or something like that, which is kind of like a funny thing. But yeah, man, I just wanted to win them because it's always good to see a guy who's been busting his butt, sticking with a team, getting his licks in, and then maybe get a chance to win the Super Bowl. It's always awesome to see, So it's gonna, I don't want him to go down as Dan Marino, who has all these stats and is a great quarterback, but never won the big game. And then now we're having a conversation. Oh, what have you been there? But like I said, if the Bengals win, like I said, I'm not rooting for either one of the teams necessarily, or I am going to root for the Rams, but I'm saying They're not my teams that I root for normally.
Yeah.
So, but
I
I'm going.
also don't want to see Jalen Ramsey get a win. That
He's,
dude's a douchebag to
he's
me.
kind of a dick. Yeah. He's kind of a dick. So I agree with you, man. But no, I think that's going to conclude the We Three Bros podcast. Derek, did you want to add anything before we go ahead and let you do your thing?
No, I think I'm good. We got up through a lot. You just got to finish Boba Fett.
I will, man. I promise. Next episode we record, I got you.
And we'll be able to finish off with Peacemaker.
Hell yeah.
So we got some good stuff coming up.
Looking forward to it, man. So yeah, but no, thank you everybody who's listening. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Be safe out there. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Hope you guys have some good snacks and everything. Have a good time, and can't wait for the next episode. So Derek, it's okay, man. There are some people out there who can't pee without with clothes touching their butts. So you'll be all right one of these days.
You'll see firsthand when you come up here to watch a Super Bowl. And don't forget the grandma cookies or the wedding cookies.
The Mexican wedding cookies. I got you, man. I got you. All right, Derek, go ahead and close this out, man.
All right. Yeah, like Joseph said, thank you to everybody that's listening. Thank you to everyone that watches us on YouTube. We appreciate all the support. We're glad to be able to come on here and make this content for everybody. And, we enjoy doing it for ourselves as well. It's a good time to be able for both of us to just sit down and talk with each other for an hour or so a week. Yeah, enjoy the Super Bowl this weekend. Don't forget to do something special for your SO on Monday, Valentine's Day. I don't know if you got anything planned for Monday.
Yeah, you want to record an episode Monday? That's all I got planned, man. Like
I got dinner reservations.
Hey, oh shit. Okay, I respect that. Well, you enjoy your Valentine's, man. I'm gonna be at home watching. I'll be catching up on Boba Fett. That's what I'll be doing.
That works. That'll work.
Hey, I got a date with Boba Fett. That's who I have a date with that day, man. So I might get some chocolates, eat some chocolates, and then do that.
So yeah, I hope everyone has a good weekend, and we look forward to our next episode. We hope you come back and listen to the next one. So with that, we will see everybody later. Have a good weekend, everybody.